Here with Futures Trading, I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I want to say thank you to you guys. I know the views aren't high here, but you guys have been hitting that like button on that video, so it's kind of balancing out with the other videos here. So yeah, so far I believe we were at like four likes, and it's just 16 views. But yeah, definitely keep looking at the information. It's there to help you. Thank you again for the support. I don't mind giving information as long as you guys are watching and let me know you're watching it. That's important. And thank you for that comment. Thank you for that comment. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Most view videos here, live threshold, how far the candle, that live candle will pull back. Price action trading, you just need to be able to count to 10. Price action method, I use the majority principle, which states that the minority is compelled to follow. Universal chart scale, I teach you how to read your bezel so you don't have to look left. And so thank you so much for the comment. And again, the likes. I see you guys have been hitting the like button there. And yes, my friend, yes, that single or two bar occasionally indicator, it's important, definitely with that trend. Absolutely. So yes, stick to the 7 candles, man. Please do that. Please make sure that you do that. Really important stuff. All right. So my goal is again to make sure that it's simple for you. If you don't mind, yeah, support the information. Tell a friend to come take a look. I did it again. So 4 a.m. in the morning, I got up and just went on and shot the well, took the snapshot. That's the reaction zone from yesterday. You know, they had climbed up or whatever, and they got stuck. Now, yesterday video we ended on this bar particularly. That signal hadn't generated yet. Again, sometimes it's two. All right, most of the time it's one, but sometimes it's two. Still important. They moved to the back of that bar and kissed it. All right, they kissed the back of the bar, and then they kind of just stalled out. They came from our zone and then stalled out. All right. And this morning, I snapped this picture. There's the reaction. They dove down into it from yesterday, moving back out of it. All right, so that's that reaction there. And then I came back here, and again, you guys are more than welcome to join me here. They was at the chart scale, all right, and I told them, you know, we need to make a trend. It's really important, and you know, it's rotating off the scale. We're absorbing the signal on the 60 minutes, so we were moving through that signal. We're at the center of the scale here. You can tell here we hadn't even got to the scale there. And then right before FOMC, I went on and just went on and threw that snapshot in there. It was 138. All right, and I wanted everybody to see what was happening. I want you to pay attention to this. All right, so this low is weak. All right, now I'm telling you this low is weak and it's on its way. And this high is weak also, but will likely be ran first. All right, so it's likely they will hit this first, but this low is weak. And I really want you to pay attention to this. If need be, pause the video, come back. I want you to take a look at that. All right, now let me just scroll back here. I'm not going to go to. I'm gonna go there, but just not yet. All right. Did you see that? All right. So here's that low. This low is weak, and they're through it. All right. So now that's me telling them when they're on their way up to blow that high. So now let's go on that 5 minute. Okay. Let's see. Did they make it past that high yet? Yeah, they went outside of it. So yeah, there you go. So that's the high, 395.50, 397, and then they came back and they blew that low. All right, and again, that's me providing that information here. That was at 138. All right, that was at 138. I provided that information there, and they had set that low down there. And again, I'm telling, and we've done this. I've shown you guys at least 3 times where I say, hey, they'll come back and blow that. You know, and they're moving away from it, absolutely going the opposite direction. Education does that, not indicators. Education. That's really important that I say that to you. That's that low, and they took it out. All right, just want to make sure that you guys see that information. So please hit the like button and share this information. Tell them to come to the channel, learn the charts with everybody else. Just come and learn. We'll take a look at that with the signals, but where we left off, let's go back there really quickly here. I don't want to hold the video long. We left off here. And of course, I told you about the chart scale and all of that good stuff there. And they managed to move down. I can't remember. Yeah, I did tell you that they may hold that bottom because I told you about this price here. We don't want them to close below that 28,461.75. So this kind of made sense with them moving away from this. So yesterday I told you guys, hopefully they'll go ahead and just hold this low for the rest of the day, possibly the month, because if they don't get back up here, and this is just bad, this is really, really bad. They're going to stay down. I've said that because it's the 20th. I mean, I'm just now I know why I can stay down. I can tell you that. but you got to get the education to find that out. I can't just freely just divulge that kind of information online. But it's a good chance that they can stay down for the rest of the month, right? And again, it's not indicators that does that. All right, I want to just make sure I say that to you. Let's kind of throw this out just a bit, just in case they don't want to come back up here. Just in case, we'll just do it this way. I believe they can probably get it done, but let's just do it this way, so I don't have to keep. They absorbing that signal. So there's your bullish signal. I know they're getting ready to come into this one. I'm gonna just sit this here. All right, let's sit this here and let's see which one will win. All right, let's see which one will win. They're absorbing that one up there on that high though. So I'm gonna just put this here. Now this one could very much turn them back to the upside, or the one that they left down here at the bottom. They can do it from that one as well. Let's go. Where's my? Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Where's my light green? Let's do that one. And let's project this forward just a little bit. All right, so let's just go here and let's see, can they hold it? Let's just see. All right, so yeah, let me make this one light coral in case they go into it. All right, so let's do this. I want to make sure you guys are definitely enjoying the information. I don't mind sharing it. Again, just if you could, just support the information. All right, just support it. We got to see. We just got to see, will they come back up here by the end of the month? Let's push this forward as well. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Now, if they have no intent, which, oh, they haven't, oh, they should be able to take that out. They should if they want to stay up. Let's see if they hold this. Can they move down to here? Yeah, they could. But then that just creates a longer, situation. They'll be, up to this for a little while, all right? But that's what you got on that hourly. Again, the 15-minute, you can kind of see what happened there. They came to the zone. Notice they did not close under that zone. And I put that there yesterday. They didn't close under the zone. They didn't close. They rotated from that one, but they didn't close beneath that one. And they turned around and they took off. So here's our signal. All right. So here's our signal here. Just kind of throw that there. Okay. Let's just do this. Single bar plot, occasionally 2-bar plot. Either way, you take a look at what I'm showing you. You risk 1 bar, possibly 2 bars. Where is that? I just seen it. All right, I just said, okay. Risk 1 bar, possibly 2 bars, and get it to just go. All right, so yeah, you may have to give up a little ground, but overall, again, if you can hold it, this makes sense if they want to stay up, but they need to behave a particular kind of way if they're planning to do just that. I know they're at this one here. All right, so let's just see. I'll just sit this here, and we're going to see what they do with either. I'm going to stretch that one forward. I hate doing this on here because it takes up more of the video here, and I don't want to bore you here. Let's just push this one out. No, I don't want an alert. I never use this. I don't need an alert. I don't need it. So let's just push this out just a little bit here, just in case they actually want to hold this. Let's just go till tomorrow. Let's see if they can hold that. All right, so that's that. Now let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the signals for 9:30. All right, so here's that information. I'm not going to always do this. All right, I'm not going to always pull in this chart. I just want to do it here now for a few days, allow you to get a chance to just see that signal, and it's this one. Now, threw me a couple pressures up here. These are not in the suite. The aggression pressures, they're not in there. The push aggression is not in there. It's something I just threw together. But here, okay, I'm sorry, it's this one. Wrong place. Push X. That's the circle. That's the circle. I got the rules down here for these other indications. Again, these are single bar plot indications. All right, and there's a way to trade them. I just put a little information there. They absorbed that signal, came in on this side, then they absorbed it. Well, stay up. Don't come back past here. They rotated a little bit, popped up, but then they didn't want to do that. That signal up here held them. They just, brought them down. Now, here's all of that back and forth. You took out this signal here. It's 929. You ran past that signal on 931. Okay, well, stay up. Went right back to that zone and then turned around and came back. Then gave you a big one here. Didn't want to stay down. They managed to get back through that. So then they overshot this anyway. Again, you just looked at the hourly. You just looked at the 15-minute. You should have an idea of what they're up to. And so, of course, they took this out, got down here, kind of got fussy with this one, dove into it, turned around. They had one here. They took that out too. But then they came down here, absorbed this one, turned the corner. Now, I don't know why it's not showing here. It was showing before. It would show a signal on this. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Nevertheless, they absorbed this one here, came in with that one. At least I thought I saw it. It might have been on the micro. Nevertheless, here it is. They absorbed that red one there. And I just tried to project. I didn't want to go through each scenario. I think you get it. They're not closing under here. They ran that signal. You can see it here. They ran it. Not closing. Turned around, popped this one here. Got to, into it. Then drove up. And then they made one here. And they kind of leaned down right into that zone. They close under this, stay down. That's all you would have to do. They had hit this one here. That's what created that problem. I'm not going to draw the zone. You see it. Came up here, absorbed that. Well, then stay down. They had one up here. They pulled up to it. Didn't want to stay down. Okay. And then they came with the signal here. And of course, they overshot this one here. I want to just point that out to you. They overshot this one. They was using this one here because it absorbed this stuff over here. And again, absorbed that. Then turned around. Here's one here. You can see that response. Look at that response. All right, came all the way back off there. They went right through that signal there, absorbed this one on the upside here. You had two of them kind of layered in. First, they pulled into it, offered you that move down. Got above this one here, absorbing it. Now, notice in this, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this. I don't have not a single signal in any of this. That signal, anyway, that push X. At certain bars, that's really important. That's all I'll say to you. And when it got up here, here's your signal here, here's your signal. They closed above it, will stay up. They came back with one, moved into it, took that out, lifted up, and then of course they're putting one here, and they're putting one down here, and they're trying to absorb it. All right, so that's that one indicator, just that one, DTT plus, push X. All right, just one indication. But now let's just use the chart scale and the free information. So if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna go ahead and point this out to you, how to look at the market. It's very simple. You have a bar's midpoint. This is the mid of the bar. All right, if it exceeds that bar high, yeah, you just go for the distance of that. That's what's making for the bar color. All right, so that bar color there, you will go for the distance of that, and vice versa. You have the red one here. If this midpoint exceeds that bar's low, all right, so let me do this. If that midpoint exceeds the bar low, you would go for the distance of that particular signal. It's a 2-bar signal, so you go for 2 bars. Make it simple. All right, now if you're not seeing that, and again, I had that diagram placed on every chart, so you can kind of go ahead and take a look at that no matter what chart we're on. You look for the 2 wicks. One needs to be bigger than the other. All right, that's important. That's majority. If you can't find this scenario, I'm going to need you to find the bodies. 2 need to be able to fit into this situation here. It may not have this going on. All right, we just need 2 bodies to fit in there. I'm sorry, 1 body to fit in there twice. 1 body to fit in there twice. It'll be just fantastic if you can get absolutely all of this together. Really, really important if you're able to achieve that. And if so, it should get up the board. It should actually go. Let me see, can I find you one of those scenarios here? Yes, you have one here that I can see straight away. So you had this green bar here. It's a big wick, hardly any wick on that. The mid fell beneath that low. The body can fit in there twice. That's all 3 of them. They shouldn't break that. I know it's really small. They pulled up to it, and then they gave you a wonderful big drop. Let's see, can we find us a bullish one? Just give me 1 second. Typically, it'll be on some of these bigger runs. That's all. That's how you look at it. So the wicks is pretty much almost even there. Let me see, can I find you one here? Yeah, so yeah, we got one here. All right, so let's find this one here. That's all 3. You got the big wick, bigger than that wick. This body can fit in there twice. And the mid is above the high. That's everything that you would need, even though, again, this low is weak. It's absolutely weak. It's a problem. You had to sell one over here too. So if you didn't want to use that one, let's use this one. You got that one. You got that one. All right, so this one didn't work, unfortunately. Okay, if they have all of it there and it doesn't work, that's really a problem. How about that? All right, so that's what you have there. All right, just want to go ahead and show you that. Again, I hope you've been enjoying the information. When it comes to your chart scale, it's already here. This is the center of your chart. This is your bezel. This is your bezel, your hard right edge. Do you have to look left? No. If they're beneath the center of the chart, respectfully, you're bearish. All right. Below here, even the more so, it could go down. All right. So that's the most important part when it comes to looking at your bezel. You don't have to look left. The chart will tell you that there's some sellers that could show up here or anywhere in between. All right. So the mid of the chart, you don't want them to get up here. I'm gonna be honest, you just don't want them here. because sometimes they can create a trend before getting there. So when you count a trend, this is only three collectively. So well, maybe four. Let's see if this other one closes. We got five. All right, so we got, that's five. They should blow this. This is not a problem. They should go be able to go through this. All right, so that's five. Can they give you seven? Should they give you seven? Should they be able to give you seven? Seven would probably look something to this manner, given the size of the bars. It would probably something to this manner, and so that would say that they would get up here. I sincerely doubt that that's the case. I could be totally wrong about that, but I don't think that that's it at all. So there's a good chance that they'll come back through here. All right, so that's my time with you guys. Again, I hope you've enjoyed the information. Please tell a friend to come and visit the channel and take a look at what it is that I'm disclosing and sharing with the public. All right, again, information that's, maybe, let me make sure I measure this for you guys so you'll know it was the same low. You can look up here in the upper left hand corner here, 791.50. 797 and a quarter. So they came very close to it, but they did not break it. All right, and then they turned around. All right, so I want to make sure that you see that. Be sure to tell a friend to visit the channel if they're having trouble with trading. The channel is meant to help you understand how to look at a plain chart. That's why I go over these diagrams. You don't need my indicators. You don't need them. I would encourage you not to spend 3, 4, or more for hundreds for more an indicator for that type of price. That's crazy. I want to give you 300 indicators for $100 if you're in the market for indications. All right, now if you want education, I do provide that as well. I reduced the price down to 500. What's 1,000? 500. So if you're interested in education that can give you information about how price should be able to just blow right through pivots, even though they're moving away from them. All right, I provide that information as well. Really simple stuff. It's not complicated. All right, and you can know with confidence while trading in that direction that you can stay in that direction until something happens, and you'll know when to start targeting that pivot. All right, so I absolutely have enjoyed my time with you. Again, thank you so much for the continued support thus far with the videos, and so by doing so, I don't mind delivering more information. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.